beautiful city of Nairobi, filled with a population of about 4.3 million people, it is indeed one of Africa's fastest growing business hub and Kenya's capital city. It has many names in their local fabricated Swahili language known as Sheng, with its young generation calling it Kaale, Gigi, Nai, and even Nairobi. Famous for its busy lifestyle, Nairobi is one destination you must have in your travel bucket list. So Nairobi and our subject matter today, believe it or not, there is wildlife in this city. Hello everyone, how has everyone been? Today we're in this magical place. Look at this awesome structure. It was started in 1915. Historians have it, it's a perfect wildlife conservation spot. It's called the Nairobi Orphanage. So guys, take this journey with me and we find out what it's all about. While getting into the orphanage, we welcome with a bit of a standoff between the African crown crane and the vulturine guinea fowl. The vulturine guinea fowl, having a scientific name of Acrylium vulturinum, is the largest bird of the guinea fowl family of birds. It is strikingly beautiful and recognizable due to its beautiful blue breast and black and white plumage. Countries with the prominent population of these birds include Ethiopia, Somalia, Tanzania, and Kenya, whereby in Kenya, it's mostly found in Samburu National Park. The vulturine guinea fowl is also referred to as the royal guinea fowl because of its most striking appearance, and they are named for their bald head, neck which resembles a vulture's. These birds are monomorphic and monochromatic, which means both sexes have similar form and coloration, hence it's very difficult to differentiate the sexes. These birds are omnivores, mostly preying on seeds, tubers, roots, small reptiles, rodents, and insects. They weigh about 1 to 1.6 kilos, having a wingspan of 70 centimeters, a height of 61 to 71 centimeters, and can live for about 15 years. The African crown crane, on the other hand, is also known as the grey crown crane, the golden crested crane, or the East African crane, mostly found in the eastern and southern part of Africa. It is famously known as the national bird of Uganda, found in the national flag and their coat of arms. Serving as a conservational facility and educational center, the Nairobi Orphanage is under the management of Kenya Wildlife Service. Its core business being rescue, rehabilitation of wildlife, and then releasing them back to the world, mostly in the neighboring Nairobi National Park. Like this cheetah named DJ, with the scientific name of Asnonik tubertus, was rescued as a cub and raised here by the rangers. After finishing marking its territory right there by pissing on the fence, DJ is seen actively roaming around, rolling, trying to keep himself busy. Why does he behave like that? It's because cheetahs are typically active during the day, with pigs being during dawn and dusk. The cheetah is characterized by having a small rounded head with a short snout and a black tear-like facial streaks. It has a beautiful coat, which is typically tawny to creamy white, mostly covered with evenly spaced solid black spots. The cheetah is a world-renowned fastest land animal, with running speeds ranging from about 80 to 128 kilometers while hunting and pursuing its prey. Being able to achieve these high running speeds, the cheetah usually charges to its prey from a long distance of about 60 to 70 meters, catches up with its prey, trips it down, goes directly to the throat to suffocate it to death. The cheetah is usually lightly built, with its body usually weighing from 21 to 72 kilos, having long legs and a long tail. These special features usually helps it a lot to easily navigate and attain its high speeds. While in captivity like DJ here, the cheetah can live up to 17 to 20 years, enjoying its solitary male life. Cheetahs are mostly carnivores, usually preferring to feed on medium-sized prey weighing under 40 kilos. These prey usually include impalas, topis, and the Thompson gazelles. To be able to sustain its daily diet, a male cheetah usually needs about 3.5 kilos of meat in a day. While in the wild, the cheetahs usually live in three main social groups, mostly females and their cubs, male coalitions, and solitary males. While the female lead a nomadic life searching for prey in large home ranges, the male are sedentary, establishing smaller territories where there is enough prey and females to mate. When it comes to breeding, the cheetah usually breeds throughout the years, having a gestation period of about 3 months, whereby it usually gives birth to about 3 to 4 cubs. The cheetah cubs are highly vulnerable to predation, where other large carnivores, such as the hyenas and lions. Hence, they usually wean to about 4 months and are independent to about 20 months of age. According to IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, its latest reports says that the cheetah is classified as vulnerable. Hence, a lot of effort is needed to conserve these beautiful cats to prevent them from being extinct. An interest with style, vegan braveness, it definitely has to be the king of the jungle. Going by the scientific name of Panthera leo, the lion is the biggest in the cat's family. Wow, look at how beautiful how this lion's mane is. According to the lion's world, the lionesses favor a male with denser, darker manes like this one to be their preferred mate. The lion mane usually differs in color and darkens with age. Like our king right here, having a prominent dark mane, it means it's a mature adult male. The hormone testosterone is usually associated with the growth of the male, whereby a male lion starts growing it when they're about a year old. While in the wild, the lions are usually territorial and social cats living in a unit called a pride. Most of the time, a pride consists of roughly about 15 lions, which usually include several related females, their cubs of both sexes, and up to 4 adult males. Most of the time, the lion is usually an apex predator and a carnivore by nature, whereby its diet only consists of meat. While our king sits right here to enjoy his chunk of meat, he usually needs about 7 kilos of meat per day to satisfy his nutritional needs. Usually while in the wild, the lions consume their prey at the location of the hunt, and the dominant male is the one who eats first right before others, just like we're seeing it right here. These beautiful cats are usually sexually dimorphic, with the male always being bigger than the females, and that's the lioness. The lion's coat is usually short and varies in color from buff yellow, orange brown to dark brown, with a tuft on their tail tips, which is usually darker than the rest of the coat. Other male lions like our king right here are usually larger than the felines sitting down there, having a muscular broad-chested body with a well-developed prominent mane. Most of the time, they usually have a body length of about 1.8 to 2 meters, weighing about 160 to 190 kilos. While living in the world, it's the core duty of the male lion to defend his territory and protect his lionesses and cubs from invasion from other rogue male lions. So most of the time, the adult male will be walking around his territory boundary, marking it with his scent and peeing on various spots while roaring hard to inform his invaders that this is a secured territory. And when an invasion comes his way, he will definitely defend his territory to the death. After finishing with his chunk of meat, our king had to stop for a drink to quench his thirst. Well, enough with the drink. It's time to check out his female and see if there's a possible chance to mate. Oh, sorry Mr. King, not happening today. The lioness wasn't up for it. While in the world, but like if a lion loses his territory to a new king, then the new dominant male will kill all his cub to make the lionesses in the pride get on hit very fast, so that he can mate with them and bring up his new bloodline. Wow, look at this beautiful herbivore famously known as a dik-dik, the smallest in the species of antelopes falling under the genus Madakoa. This tiny adorable antelope is native to the grasslands of eastern and southern Africa. One can tell the difference between the sexes apart by the larger size of the females and the presence of short horns in the males. A male dik-dik horns usually grows up to about 3 inches, slant backwards, and are grooved. Dik-diks are very tiny animals standing about 30 to 40 centimeters at shoulder height and having a body length of 50 to 70 centimeters long, weighing up to about 3 to 6 kilos and can live up to 10 years. Dik-diks are named so because of the sound they make when alarmed. When threatened, they run in a zigzag pattern and make an alarm call that sounds like dik-dik by whistling through their noses. These real sounds alerts other dik-diks as well as larger animals of a nearby danger. Their size marks them easy pickings for predators like big cats, jackals, monitor lizards, pythons, hyenas, and even human beings. They usually stand a chance against these predators because of their excellent eyesight and ability to reach up running speeds of about 26 miles per hour. You don't know? Dik-diks don't have to drink water because they're herbivores whose diets mainly consist of foliage, shoots, fruits, and berries. Hence, they receive sufficient water from their food, making drinking unnecessary. Meet Coco, a female spotted hyena, going by the scientific name of Crocuta crocuta. The spotted hyena is also known as the laughing hyena and is the largest known member of the Hyenidae family, and is further physically distinguished from the other species by its vaguely bear-like build, its rounded ears, its less prominent mane, its spotted pelt, its most dual-purpose dentition, its fewer nipples, and the presence of a pseudo penis in the females. The spotted hyena society is usually matriarchal, with females being larger than the males and often dominating them. The adult spotted hyena has a body length of about 95 to 165 centimeters with a shoulder height of 70 to 91.5 centimeters. The females are usually heavier than the males and having a body weight of 44.5 to 63.9 kilos, while the males on the other hand weigh about 40.5 to 55 kilos. While in the wild, the hyena lives for about 20 years, but in captivity like Coco here, they can double that age easily. The best recorded time for the longest living hyena was about 41 years and 1 month old. The hyenas have powerful jaws and a bite that can kill and also crush bones, with the bite exerting a force of about 1100 psi. Despite the misconception that hyenas are typical scavengers, they are very good hunters with a big heart, which is usually 1% their body size. During a hunt, spotted hyenas often run their ungulate herds in order to select an individual which they will attack. Once selected, the prey is chased over a long distance, often several kilometers, with speeds of about 60 kilometers per hour till the prey gets exhausted and they attack and kill the prey. Finally guys, let me have the pleasure of introducing you to one of my favorite cats native to Africa. He goes by the scientific name of Leptera serval, commonly known as the serval cat, mostly widespread in sub-Saharan countries except the rainforest regions. The serval cat is a slender medium-sized cat with a shoulder height of 54 to 62 centimeters and weighing about 9 to 18 kilos. As you can see, it's characterized by having a small head, large ears, a golden yellow to buff coat, spotted and striped with black, and a short black tipped tail. It also has the longest ears of any cat relative to its body size. This cat is a solitary carnivore, active both during the day and night, mostly preying on rodents, small birds, frogs, insects and reptiles. This favorite cat of mine is a good hunter, mostly using his sense of hearing to locate its prey, leaps over 2 meters above the ground to land on the prey on its 4 feet and finally kills it with the bite of the neck or the head. While in the wild, this beautiful cat can live for about 10 years, but in captivity like this, they can double that age and even go to 20 years of age. Look at this beautiful young one, commonly referred to as a lion cub, usually born after a gestation period of about 110 days. When they're first born, cubs are usually very small and have their eyes closed and don't open them until they are 2 to 3 weeks old. Even by then, they usually can't see properly for another week or so hence needs a lot of attention and care from their mother. As they are unable to defend themselves, cubs are usually vulnerable to attack from large birds, snakes and even male lions, hence the lioness keeps them hidden for around 6 weeks till they are old enough to follow the pride. And if there are other older cubs in the pride, the mother usually waits for about 3 months of age before introducing them, because the older cub usually bully and steal milk from the younger ones. Lionesses in a pride often give birth at around the same time so that they can look after their cubs in a group called a creche share. Cubs usually drink milk from their mother's tits, which helps them grow quickly till ages of 2 to 3 months, and they develop small milk teeth which enable to sustain their diet with meat too. At ages of 6 to 7 months old, they stop drinking milk, and by the time they reach 2 years of age, they don't need their mothers to look after them and can survive independently. The queen of the jungle, mostly known as the lioness, is usually smaller than the male lion, having a body length of 1.5 meters, a shoulder height of 1.1 meters, with an average weight of 110 to 120 kilos. The lionesses, just like the male counterparts, have a short coat which varies in colors from buff yellow, orange brown to dark brown, with a tuft on the tail tip which is usually darker than the rest of the coat. The lioness don't have a mane like the male counterparts, while in the wild, they live longer than the males, attaining ages of 15 to 16 years. While in the wild, the lionesses form the majority of the pride, are mostly related to each other, forming strong family ties which they are called for a long time. Lionesses are very good social cats, whereby in a pride, they have a sole duty of giving birth to cubs to enable continuity of the family and bloodline. After mating, they usually have a gestation period of 110 days, whereby they usually give birth to about 1 to 6 cubs. They usually give birth in seclusion away from the pride, mostly hiding its cubs in a den, taking good care of them for about 6 to 8 weeks old, then introducing them back to the pride. The cubs are usually shy to interact with the pride members and feel out of place, but the lioness, being a good mother, she handles the process with utmost diligence, know-how to make the cub feel safe with the pride. Striped hyena, going by the scientific name of hyena. Let me ask you one thing. How many people have seen this beautiful omnivore in real life before? Tell me in the comment section if you have. I believe majority of you haven't seen them before. It's because according to IUCN status reports, this species of hyena is nearly threatened, and only 14,000 striped hyenas are left in worldwide. The striped hyena are a bit smaller than the spotted hyenas, with the male and female striped hyenas looking very similar in appearance, but the males are a bit slightly larger. The males have a body length of about 1 to 1.15 meters, excluding the tail, and weighing about 26 to 41 kilos, while the females weigh about 26 to 34 kilos. Striped hyenas have coats that are generally light grey to beige in color and have a black patch on their throat and very vertical stripes on their flanks and black vertical stripes in their legs. Their stripes are more prominent in the summer and less defined in the winter. Like other hyena species, they have a downward sloping back and a pointed muzzle and pointed ears. Like many animals which inhabit very hot desert climates, their ears also radiate heat. They also have a mane which extends down the center of their back, and when threatened they exert their mane to make them look bigger and intimidating to their predators. Striped hyenas are usually nocturnal omnivores, feeding on small animals, insects, fruits, melons, dates, and scavenge always. Meet Kaale, the ferocious leopard, going by the scientific name of Panthera pardus, classified mostly as one of the big 5 of Africa, alongside the lion, elephant, rhino, and buffalo. The leopards are the smallest of the large cat family and are also sexually dimorphic, with the males like Kaale here being bigger than the females. Another male leopard like Kaale has a shoulder height of about 60 to 70 centimeters, weighing about 37 to 90 kilos, while the females have a shoulder height of 57 to 64 centimeters and weigh between 28 to 60 kilos. Though being the smallest of the large cat family, it has nothing to do with strength, as they can carry their pair weighing approximately 50 kilos up on the tree where they reside. Look at how beautiful Kaale's coat is. It resembles an high-end piece of artwork, mostly desired by many collectors. His fur is marked by rosettes on the skin, whereby the skin color shades of the leopard varies between individual leopards, that is from the pale yellowish to dark golden with dark spots. Leopards living in arid regions are pale cream yellowish to crushes and rufous in color, and those living in forest mountainous areas are much darker and deep golden. Spots on the leopard skins face towards the white underbelly and the insides and lower parts of the legs. The rosettes of the leopards differ in the shape depending on the region where they thrive in. The rosettes from leopards living in East Africa are circular in shape, while those living in Southern Africa are squarish in shape, and those in Asia are larger in shape. Leopards are skilled hunters and very fast in running. These carnivores have ability to attain top speeds of about 58 kilometers per hour. Their carnivorous diet must consist of everything ranging from reptiles, snakes, fish, medium-sized animals such as warthogs, zebras, antelopes, wildebeests, rats, and many more. Leopards are capable of surviving without water because they get most of the waters from the prey which they need to survive. Having adapted retinas, leopards can see 7 times better than human beings, making them very good, excellent ambush predators, which stalk their prey to close range, ambush them, and kill them by breaking their necks to death. Having the title as the king of the jungle and being the biggest of the largest cat family, the lion is also known as Simba in the Swahili language, and most of the time the African culture is associated with courage, being brave, and mostly fearless. So most of the time, if one has such qualities, he is said to have the heart of a lion. In the tourism world, the lion is considered as the number 1 in the list of the big 5 of Africa. Hence, a lot of tourists travel to Africa to come and see this magnificent creature whose everybody always wants to be associated with. In my opinion, the lion truly deserves to be the king of the jungle, because in all my encounters with the lion, he has never disappointed me. But believe it or not, despite all these beautiful qualities and character, the lion being the biggest in the cat family, he is the laziest in the large cats family. This beautiful creature is lazy because he sleeps for about 20 hours in a day, exercises and walks for about 50 minutes, and eats for only 2-3 hours. Tell me in the comment section what you think about this. The lesser spot-nosed monkey, also known as lesser spot-nosed gnaeon, going by the scientific name of Cercopithecus petaurista, is a species in the primate family. It is small in size, with a long tail, having a black face with a white nose spot and a white stripe which extends from the temple to below the ear. This beautiful species is mostly found in West Africa and some small bit in East Africa. It is adaptable and found in a range of habitats including forests, regenerating felled areas, coastal cypress, bushlands, farmlands, and cultivated fields. It mostly feeds on leaves, fruits, flowers, and insects. It is a social animal living in groups of 10 animals, mostly having an adult male, several females, and their young ones. We're finally finishing this lovely video with these beautiful baboons, known as the olive baboons. They also go by the name of Anubis baboons, having a scientific name of Papio anubis. As you can see, they live in a social group, having a dominant male, several females, and the younger ones. More info about these lovely creatures will be coming on our next videos, and we'll cover them extensively. Finally, we've come to an end of this video. If you really liked and enjoyed the animals here, behind me is a lion roaring. Can you hear that? So nice. So guys, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you have Steenel Dog W, it's adios.